Hello everyone, good morning. Today is Monday, December, is it 10th or 11th? I think 11th. Yes. And it is, I don't wear my watch, 10:15. And Tommy is at work. I dropped, is that correct to say I dropped him at the train station? So I drove him to the train station. Afterwards, I walked the dog. I had breakfast, and while I was having breakfast, I was checking my PragerU app. Really, guys, download the free PragerU app, because I'm always making such a happy dance when I see there is a new fireside chat online. And there was, and so I was having company with Dennis Prager and Snoopy. He made a short appearance. Snoopy is his, I think, Basset, his dog. And he has I think, is it English bulldog? So a bulldog named Mr. Tubbs, but he's still a puppy and we barely see him. He still needs to be trained to stay by the fireplace while Dennis is talking. I love the fireside chat so much. So I had my breakfast, I was knitting on my cowl. I will show you in a few moments. And I was listening to what Dennis Prager had to say. And he was talking about, I would say, the difference between fun and happiness. And the topic happiness is one of my favorite topics. I mean, it's a happy topic, but not like you might think. Happiness is a very, Dennis Prager would say, a very serious problem. Happiness is very important. And I think it's lovely that the Constitution in the US says that the pursuit of happiness is the right of everyone and no one can take away this right from you. But happiness is not only having fun and games and, happiness can be found in meaning, in depth. And that was something that Dennis Prager talked about in this fireside chat, and how to pursue happiness, where to find happiness. Do you really find happiness in a dessert, for example? That is a perfect example. A piece of chocolate or a cake is fun to eat and it has its place in our lives. And I love cake and I love chocolate, you know that. I'm a sweet tooth, but it's not making me happy in the long run. Happiness is something that stays longer than only in the moment while you're doing that. For example, for me personally, crafting, making something with my hands is fun and brings happiness at the same time. That's the perfect combination. If you have something that is really fun, so fun in the moment, and also gives you happiness in the long run, that's a great way to spend your time. Why is knitting, for example, or crocheting bringing me happiness? That's an easy one, because I do something that has purpose. I can knit for myself and that keeps me warm, but it makes me even more happy if I knit for other people. While I knit, I have fun with the yarn and the colors and maybe the pattern, but I also start to think about the person, how the person reacts when I'm handing over the present, or when I knit something for Tommy. I know that he really appreciates it, and that the items keep him warm, and he knows that he is loved, because there's a big difference between buying a pair of socks and making a pair of socks, because it takes me 2 to 3 weeks to make a pair of socks. And always when he wears his socks, it reminds him of me, that I love him, that I care about him, and it keeps him warm. And that brings me happiness. I really love the topic of happiness. And Dennis Prager also wrote a book, a little booklet, I would say, maybe 100 pages or so, about happiness. It's called Happiness is a Serious Problem. And there he explains how to find happiness where to find happiness, even if it seems difficult to you, because you go through difficult times, because you are ill, because you lost someone, or maybe you are single and you would like to be in a relationship and so on. But in every stage of your life you can find happiness, but sometimes it's harder than during other times. Yeah, I was digressing now a little bit. So I enjoyed the fireside chat today a lot, and he always answers some questions from viewers or members of PragerU. And that's always interesting, because there are so many different things people are interested in or have questions about. Sometimes it's about politics, sometimes it's about religion, sometimes it's about fountain pens, for example, because Dennis Prager collects fountain pens, and some people are very interested in pens and ink, and yeah. So it's really fun. It always takes 30 minutes approximately. And I think every week a new show comes online. Everything is free. You don't have to be a member of anything. Just download the PragerU app. So Prager, like the name Prager, and U, the letter U, in your app store, and download it and just have fun. And the Prager people, so Prager University has so many things like interviews, book clubs. That's an amazing thing. Michael Knowles has on the PragerU app a book club. So every once in a while, I think every month or so, he discusses a book with someone. I think they had even Pride and Prejudice once. So Anna Karenina, Brothers Karamazov, the book Exodus, I think, but I'm not sure if it was the Bible book or another novel called Exodus. And the Screw Tape Letters, for example. So, and PragerU has short documentaries, usually 20 minutes long, or how it's called? Not statements. Testimonials. Testimonials by people, for example, who are conservative or became conservative, and what happened to them, how other people treat them, or people who had very big obstacles in life but overcame them. For example, there was a country singer, a swimmer. Yeah, so many different things. Really check this out. It's amazing, and everything is free, and it's so uplifting, and it's not always about politics. The Masters, no, that's Steady Wire, I'm sorry. There is the Masters program with Dennis Prager, but that is only available on the Daily Wire, and for that you have to be a member. But it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I'm such a huge fan of Dennis Prager. I think someone like him should be the chancellor of a country, the president of a country. He is wise. He has a lot of life experience or experiences. In German we say Lebenserfahrung, so experience of life. And he is calm. He's never upset. He's always very balanced in everything he says. The way he is saying it, he can talk with everyone, even if they are completely contrary to his opinions and convictions. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, there was a little long about PragerU, but I'm enjoying that app very much. Okay, but I wanted to talk about the knitting that is lying here on the table and how the weekend was. So the weekend was very lovely. I didn't talk to you in the Sundays video, and if you see there, if you see the screen, I'm about to edit the podcasts from Saturday and Sunday. So that means day 9 and 10. I think so. It always confuses me with the uploading and post-production days, as I told you many times. These ears belong to Benny, if you're a first-time viewer. He's here. He's always curious when I start to talk to the camera. So the weekend was lovely. We had the advent party. I didn't record anything, I'm sorry. We're so busy playing games. We played Stadtland Fluss, as I told you, and Pictionary, which is called Montagsmaler in German. Monday drawer, Monday painter. I don't know why Monday. I don't know. And yesterday, Tommy and I again watched an episode of Columbo, and we found out that Amazon Prime only has 2 seasons online. So that means I have to buy some DVDs because we really enjoy Columbo, and especially Tommy. I mean, I knew that I like Columbo. I'm rewatching everything. I watched those episodes as a child already, but Tommy is really into it. Yeah. And now I will show you the last square I have knit into my Christmas pillow cover. I'm already talking 10 minutes. So sorry. Maybe I can cut out something. Wait. Here is my pillow cover. The scrappy pillow cover. It's my pattern. You can get it everywhere where you can get patterns. Etsy, Ravelry, and my website. And this is the last square I have knitted into this. This is a very lovely colorway. I need to make sure that I have enough left to make a pair of socks for myself. So here it is again. Benny sounds like a jingle bell, but he has a medal on his... I know how it's called. No matter. Doesn't matter. And that is has a tracking number. So if he gets lost, you can type it in online and know that I'm his owner. And here is my cowl. That's always a little bit more difficult to show because I still have... Benny is good. Still have 2 balls attached. That's the ball from today and that's from yesterday. And I really, really like the current part because the colors are so vibrant and fun, and there is a high contrast. And I think this is again the Under the Sea collection, I'm pretty sure. And here it is. I really like this one with the gray stripes, and that reminded me that I always wanted to try to knit a, like the Noro yarns have some kind of long transition from one color to another, or Zauberball, it's a German word. And then you can alternate it with a solid color, and that makes it so fun because the fade is in between the stripes of gray. Yeah. Yeah, it's very colorful. Yeah, and I would say I have approximately, I would say 3 grams still left. Yesterday I was knitting while we watched Columbo, because that is a pattern that is easy to knit while you do something else. I always have to make sure that I do something when I change the colors, so I don't create these jogs, and I have to every once in a while crisscross the strands, so the how it's called, so I don't make holes in the where the color change happens. And I worked on my, I think you saw it or you will see it in the video I'm editing today. I worked on my popcorn cranberry crochet garland. Here is the heap. And it is really much fun. Now that I got used to the big hook already. That means the motions aren't so slow and not so exhausting for me anymore. Right? And that makes it very much fun. And it's always like a finished object. When you finish one of these popcorns and add the bead, it's like eating potato chips. Ah, just another one, another one. Very much fun. And it is already we could try to measure it if you like. So one arm length is here. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 arm lengths long. And here is what I have left. And you know, I still have one other bowl, and that should be enough for our Christmas tree. And last but not least, I want to show you today's pattern. It's more fun, or this pattern is something I actually would like to knit. Sometimes there are patterns, they are pretty to look at, but I'm not so keen to knit them. Oh, I forgot to turn on the light. Wait. Woo, that's very light. I don't know how this looks now, but I think for showing you the pattern, the light is quite handy. Here is today's pattern. I can definitely see me knitting this. The snowman that I showed you a few days ago, not so much. I think for a child, but not so much for myself. Yeah, so that's that. I'm looking forward to reading today's chapter of The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I love that. I love that book. I can read it. I could read it every month, I think. Okay, I will go to the working space again and edit the last 2 Vlogmases, and you can keep on watching this episode. See ya!